Ah, what a very pleasant journey. A bite to eat in the restaurant car, a few bottles of Bavarian beer, and a good snooze.
I need to get to Wavelsberg Castle as quickly as possible. I've still got a head start over the Countess, but I'll need it to find the Piri map before she gets here. The station guard must know the way. Good evening. Excuse me.
Good evening, sir. What brings you here so late in the day?
I'm a tourist, and rather than go to the Olympic Games or visit one of Germany's many outstanding cities with their bars and restaurants and women, I decided to visit the famous Wavelsberg Castle instead. I'm beginning to wonder why, but I'm stuck here now. Do you know the quickest way to get there?
I'm very sorry, sir. Wavelsberg Castle is closed to visitors right now.
You're kidding. No, you're really not, are you? I've endured quite a ride just to come see this bloody thing.
Oh, what a shame. But the castle has been under military control for some weeks now, sir. All of the access routes have been sealed off, and the guards are patrolling the castle surroundings.
Why exactly is that?
I find it better not to ask. Besides, I was only posted to this station a month ago.
This is stupid. What do I do now?
Well, you are not the first person to drop by wanting to visit the castle in the last couple of days. I'd advise you to wait for the next train. There's one going to Paderborn in 2 hours. I'm afraid there's not much you can do here to kill the time. The station building is closed due to renovations, hence why I am standing outside in this awful weather. You could, of course, take a walk to Brünn. It's not far away. There's a road leading directly into town from this crossroad. The guest house at the market should be open. You could warm up a bit and wait for the train there.
You know, I think I'll just enjoy some fresh air after the long train journey, even if it is raining cats and dogs. Is it okay if I wait here?
Of course, sir.
Thanks.
Damn, now what? The castle's right there. There's got to be another way in. The Piri map is up there in Wavelsberg Castle. I need to get inside. Unfortunately, the Nazis have sealed off the entire area. The station guard told me that all access routes are blocked and that patrols are guarding the immediate surroundings. I'll have to find another way up there. Wavelsberg Castle has its own station, but visitors are no longer allowed to visit the castle. This place should look more closely at the needs of its tourists. The station's being renovated, so everyone has to wait on the platform in the cold. Typical. It's closed for renovations, apparently. I don't envy him at all. He sits in the rain guarding an empty platform at a tiny, deserted station. But then, things aren't a great deal better for me. It's a fizzy sweet dispenser. I need a coin. An axe. The station guard won't be happy if I remove his firefighting equipment. It's a memorial cross. Seen better days. There are some candles burning on the pedestal in front of it. Some facts on local history. According to this, the castle was built in the 11th century. The text refers to many renovations and extensions, as well as changes in ownership. Hang on a minute. This could be interesting. The mountain under the castle has an old tunnel system. Ore was mined there from the 18th century onwards. The lords of the castle used the passages of the mines as a hiding place or escape route during times of siege. However, the tunnels were closed down just before the war. That means there was once a connection between the mine and the castle. Maybe it still exists. There's a thin steel cable hanging here. Could come in handy. If it doesn't stop raining, this barrel is going to overflow. My hands aren't dirty.
A thin steel cable. The Eye of the Dragon. This artifact is supposed to be the secret to finding the second portal key that opens the gates to Shambhala. Viewing the Piri Reis map through the eye is said to reveal the key's hidden location. Of course, to do that, I need to find the map.
No idea. Could be a shed or a garage. It won't open as long as it's chained up. This rusty old chain is keeping the door closed. Impossible. I can't get it off by hand. That's a handcar. They use it to travel up and down the tracks to change signals and whatnot. Must be a hard job. At least it looks like a downhill start. The handcar won't go anywhere as long as it's tied up. This rope prevents the handcar from rolling onto the main track. It's tied tight. The sign's covered with a thick layer of moss. An old carriage sitting on the siding. One of the train's rear lanterns. It's screwed securely to the carriage. That'll take me to Buren. I need to get to the castle. I'll try and scratch the moss away. There it is. Two tools crossed. A hammer and a pickaxe. This is either a mine or the Center for Dyslexic Soviets. I should be able to saw through the rope. Then the handcar will roll past the platform. That should keep the guard occupied for a moment or two. Then I'll have some peace and quiet to find the entrance to the mine. Let's go.
What the? Stop! Halt!
As long as no one complains, do what you like.
Can't help but feel I'd look more dashing with a sword.
Impossible. I can't get it off by hand. One powerful blow to this rusty chain should be enough. According to the sign next to the gate, this is the entrance to a mine, and if I understand the text on the info board, these tunnels may have connected up to the castle at one point. It's got to be worth a shot. It's pitch dark in there, and I'm not some kind of Olm, which, by the way, is Europe's only cave-adapted vertebrate, blind with super-developed senses of smell and hearing, capable of surviving without food for over 10 years, by which I mean, I need a light. There are 5 candles here. I'm sure nobody will mind if I take a candle with me.
A burning candle.
It's good to get rid of some pent-up aggression every now and again.
The lantern's empty. I'll put the candle in the lantern.
It's closed for renovations, apparently. Christ, it's a bloody maze down here. I've got no choice. It's my only way into the castle. Besides, in my experience, you find the most useful things in the queerest places. Poor guy. Let's hope I don't end up like him. This place is a maze. There's an old dented pot lying here.
An old dented pot with a long wooden handle.
Ah, the stairs. I hope these stairs lead up to the castle. Or some nice young German girl's bedroom. I think I've ended up in the castle. I never thought this would actually work. Lucky there's no one here. This is some kind of workshop. I suppose it'd be too much to ask to climb out of the mines and run straight into the map. Well, exploring never gets boring. That is what they say, isn't it? There's a hook here. A threaded hook that's been screwed into the wall. It won't pull out. A dusty old curtain. A filthy mirror. An authentic German nutcracker. I always wanted one of these old-style nutcrackers.
It's a traditional nutcracker. The lever on the little man's back opens his mouth. Insert nut and close mouth. Ugh! Oh, it's okay. The mirror's just coated with a thick, greasy layer of filth. I thought that was my face for a moment there.
A fire's burning. Very cozy. This fire would be comforting, if I wasn't deep behind enemy lines on a life or death mission. Nothing remarkable about the chimney itself. Far more interesting are the rungs built into the brickwork here. It's warm to the touch. It's a hand drill.
A hand drill.
How are you coming along with the inventory?
Nearly finished, Herr Feldwebel. I still need to catalog the objects from Berlin.
Okay, but it is essential that we finish the inventory today. The remaining exhibits will be arriving from Berlin tomorrow.
Jawohl, Herr Feldwebel.
Did he say inventory? Maybe it says where the Piri Reis map is stored. If only I could get a look over his shoulder. I can hear voices in that direction. Better steer clear. A boar pelt. Well, it's not Argali, but it'll do.
A bristly wild boar pelt.
And I always thought I was the one carrying too much weight. Huh, I joke, but seriously, I ought to get down the gym. I can't lug an entire set of armor around with me for 3 reasons. First, it's dead heavy. Second, it'll make me look silly. And third, this is supposed to be a stealth mission. I'll just take the gauntlets, because they're cool. A huge crack, though by no means a crevasse. Thank God. It's a long, thin crack in the wall. Tin soldiers. They look pretty old. I'll take some with me as backup, in case I get caught.
Leather-lined gauntlets. Soft on the inside, but with a tough exterior. Just like Fenton Paddock. Tin soldiers wearing Prussian uniforms from the last century.
A candlestick without a candle. So, just a stick then.
A silver candlestick.
A small wooden table. Moving it would make way too much noise. Mirrors like that reflect light onto the desk they're positioned over. Not much use to him after sunset, but it might let me get a look at those documents if I wasn't so far away. I better not get any closer. I don't want to push my luck. He's working on an inventory. If only I could get a look at it, it might be a nice shortcut to the Piri Reis map. Could save me trawling this castle for the next 3 hours. Probably won't. He's studying a map. As long as he's occupied, I don't really care what he's doing. Nice view. A chimney. Believe it or not, I can't reach it from here. A telescope mounted on the railing. I see trees. The telescope's pointing toward the forest, and I can't turn it. It seems to have rusted. It's a tower. A tower. Nazis. I hate these guys. I can see a few houses down there. That must be the village of Buren the guy at the station mentioned. It's too dark and I'm too far away to make out any details. There's probably a lot fewer people who'd be happy to shoot me on sight down in the village. But what can you do? I might be able to bend it or break it, but I can't pull it out of the beam in one piece. Of course, I can just use the nutcracker to unscrew the hook. Why didn't I think of that before? I'll jam the hook into his mouth and then unscrew it like a pair of pliers.
A large threaded hook.
I'll screw the hook into the crack. You can't see a thing in this mirror, so what's the point in hanging it anywhere?
I hope you like your new home, guys. These guys may have to give their lives for their country.
Sorry guys, but sacrifice is just an intrinsic part of war. That was quick. They've melted down like butter.
Molten tin. I'll pour some of the molten tin into the hollow in the candlestick. An old dented pot. I've poured some molten tin into the round hollow in the candlestick. It's hardening pretty quickly. Actually, I can take it out already. Don't ask me how I did it, but I've bored out the solidified tin. It's now a lovely round shape. Almost like a coin, you might say. A smooth, coin-shaped wafer of tin.
I think I know how to get to the station, and I've seen all there is to see in the mine. I'll take the quick route. What do you know? It actually worked. I could make a mint. Get it? Because I'm making money to use in a sweet. You know what? Never mind. 4 fizzy sweets fell out the bottom.
These fizzy sweets contain sugar, citric acid, flavouring and colouring. Yum.
I'll pour some water into the pot.
The sweets are dissolving in the water. Now that I've dissolved the fizzy sweets, I've got yellowish, lemonish water. Great. I've soaked the pelt with lemon water. Soaked in lemon water. There, spick and span. The clean mirror.
I think I know the route pretty well now. Nothing interesting left in the mine. I'll head straight up to the castle